Good morning, everyone. Everyone, welcome to the 5 a.m. stories. So, this is the first video in this channel. So, we'll be listening to stories in this channel. Stories which kind of make us think, make us feel, and just by that kind of thinking or feeling, we become a little bit more aware of our surroundings, of ourselves. So, all the stories that we will be listening in the 5 a.m. stories would be of that nature. So, moving on, today it's going to be the first story. So, the first story is, I would title it as Cobblers or Scholars. So, with the title as Cobblers or Scholars, we'll get on to the story. So, the story goes like this. There was a particular sage in India, or the present day India. Back then, there were no such names as India or even Bharat or even Asia. I mean, this story comes from the times and society when of this landmass that is understood, the landmass where current India is situated. So this story is of those times and um, that society. So, as we all know, everybody knows Ram and Sita. So, this story has the role, a character in this story. This story also has a little bit of information about Sita's father. Most of us know that Sita's father was King Janaka. So, in his kingdom, back then, kings used to, like how the current day philanthropists, what they do, they have enough amount of wealth that they can spend on charity. The charity could be for education, could be for buildings, could be for constructing museums, could be for constructing libraries, temples, so on and so forth. So, similarly, back then again, um, King Janaka also was a king. He was pretty wealthy, he was pretty affluent, and he had a vast kingdom from what we understand. So, like every other king, most of the kings had used to conduct these, what do we say, these conclaves where scholars and pundits and technical experts of various fields, it could be poetry, philosophy, art, engineering, mathematics, pundits and scholars of these different fields would come to that conclave, which was organized by kings, wealthy kings, and there they would debate each other. They would discuss various ideologies, various ideas, various philosophical aspects that uh, all of the people there, all of the pundits and scholars there had, what do we say, concluded about various things in life, so on and so forth. So this was one such conclave in the story. This story happens in such a conclave. So in this conclave, there are many pundits who are discussing about the truth, the one truth about life, what is life, what could be life, and uh, different things like why is there misery, why do we feel pleasure, why, and how to go about without how do we make ourselves more less susceptible, not more but less susceptible to the uh, highs and lows of life. So that kind of thing is happening, that kind of debate discussion is happening in that conclave. And this conclave is between the particular discussion is happening between two scholars, and one scholar is like at the verge of being defeated in the so-called debate or discussion. And the conclave is two people are debating. There's this king sitting on the throne, overlooking the discussion, and both the sides on the whole arena is full of all the scholars and pundits. And this at the center of the stage, there are two scholars who are discussing slash debating about uh, the absolute truth in life, that truth which makes life easier is the absolute truth. That's it. So, and one person is on the verge of being defeated. So, and so what happens is this news that that person who is being defeated reaches that person's son. Okay, so there's a scholar who is going to be defeated, he's on the verge of being defeated. So this news reaches his son, okay, reaches his son that his father is on the verge of being defeated. So the son is just what, not more than 12 years old, okay. The son is not more than 12 years old, and also he happens to be a cripple. He does not have a well-built body, a malformed body, an underformed body, and he himself is a cripple. He is just 12 years old, and uh, the mere sight of him is repulsive. Generally, that is the kind of body he has, like his shoulders, his knees, his waist, his neck, everything is twisted in a very unpleasant way, and that is the kind of body he has. So this child, this 12-year-old crippled slash special child, happens to be the son of this Pandit or scholar who is on the verge of defeat. So, coming to know about this news, the son comes to the conclave with the intent of trying to help his father come back from the verge of defeat. So that is why that child comes to the conclave. And obviously, since we know that the conclave is full of pundits and scholars, there are many people, it could be somewhere around, let's say, current day conclave, there are at least 1,000, 1,500 people, and there's a king sitting on the throne overlooking the whole stage and all the people. And into that stage walks this child, 12-year-old child, and looking at him, because no one knows the child, no one knows who he is, no one knows why he has come. in this heated debate that is going on, suddenly everyone sees that crippled person, crippled child coming into the uh, coming into the, what do they say? Let's say coming into the stadium slash venue, whatever. And as soon as they see everyone starts laughing. Everybody starts laughing. Even the king starts to laugh. Not in a very what do we say? The king's laugh was little bit more sober than all the pundits and scholars laugh, uh, whose laugh was with the intent of humiliation towards that 12-year-old child for having that kind of a body. It was so weird to look at that child's body, that all the people in the conclave uh, could not resist from laughing. So this happens, and as a response to the laugh of the crowd's laugh of the crowd's laugh in the conclave, that child asks a question to the king. So that child asks the question to the king Janaka. He asks, King, oh my king Janaka, so are these cobblers or scholars? All the people gathered here, are they cobblers or scholars? Then even the king is a little bit taken aback. He doesn't understand why he has asked that kind of question. So king replies, obviously they are all scholars. Why would I get a crowd of cobblers to this conclave? This conclave is clearly for scholars, and why do you ask such an obvious question? Then this 12-year-old child says, because cobblers are always more particular about the kind of leather they use. The kind of leather they use. Different animals tend to give different qualities of leather, and thereby different qualities of footwear or any kind of accessories. So hence the child says, they have been looking at my body, and they had started to laugh, which means they were just looking at my body. And only a cobbler looks at the outer appearance, because he knows nothing more than to judge the outer appearance, because the outer appearance consists of the commodity that is required by the cobbler to go about his business, that is the leather. So he says, it is because they had laughed at my outer appearance. That is why I am asking whether these people here are cobblers or scholars. And then Janaka actually is a little bit impressed, but he cannot show that. And he understands. Janaka here is also a very well learned king, and he is also a king who is in search of the truth. Obviously, that is why he would conduct such a conclave. So the child says, they have been looking at my outer body, and they call themselves as scholars. And also you, my king, you also have the wrong idea about what a scholar is, because even you could not condemn this laughter. Indeed, you got along with the crowd. So that is why I ask you whether these people here are cobblers or scholars, because Had they been all scholars, they would have looked beyond the skin, beyond my muscles, beyond my skeleton, beyond my outer appearance. They would have looked what actually I am. I ask you one more question, O my King Janaka. When a building is a little bit not well built, or let's say if a building is not straightly built, like for example the Leaning Tower of Pisa, so what do you say, O my King? Do you say that the building is not well built, or the building is slant, or what do you say? That the whole world is slant? Also, I'll give you another example. When a pot is broken, when a pot is cracked, if a pot has a crack, would you say that the pot has a crack, or the space inside and outside of the pot has a crack? What do you say? So these were the questions from a 12-year-old child to a well-learned king, a wealthy king, in a full conclave of many scholars in the numbers of thousands. So that is what were the questions that this 12-year-old child had asked. So this was the story of the title called as Cobblers or Scholars. And now revealing the identities of the people involved in this story. The if we can say that the protagonist of the of the story is that child. Okay, can you say? Can all of us say? Can all of us agree that the child is the protagonist? Can we? And if we consider him the protagonist, is it just that we consider him the protagonist? So these are some kind of questions that we'll be playing with in the 5 stories. So coming back to the identity of the child, this child's name is actually by the scriptural name it goes Ashtavakra. Ashtavakra in the sense Ashta in the sense 8 and Vakra in the sense twisted. So it means Ashtavakra means the body, a person who is twisted in 8 places in his body. So that is what means Ashtavakra. So that is what it is a name given to his crippledness, the Ashtavakra. So this was the story, the Cobblers or Scholars. We from Enimidi Yogah, this is a very small but yet ambitious effort to bring these kind of stories to you all, and we hope that you find value in these stories, or you feel that these kind of stories add more beauty to your life, to the life of people you love, to your surroundings, to your family, and with that hope, I take your leave. This was Tanmay, your storyteller from the Enimidi Yogah, and with the hope that you like the story, and hoping to get your feedback about what you liked or did not like about the stories or the presentation, or you know what to do. So, with that hope and with all the best wishes and everything else good, I take your leave. Thank you so much for listening to the story, and it will be our effort to bring these kind of stories more and more often and in a more effective way and improved way. It will be a continual improvement. So, thank you so much. Uh, it's been an honor to have recited this story. Even if uh, any one person understands the intent behind these stories. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself, keep loving, and keep exploring.